Today, we're diving into a massive cyber attack on the tire giant Michelin. Now, this isn't just another data breach story. Oh no, this is about the huge, glaring gap between the story a global corporation wants you to believe and the cold, hard digital proof a hacking group just dumped for the world to see. All right, let's just jump right into it. You've got two completely different stories at the heart of this whole thing. On one side, you have the hackers making this absolutely jaw-dropping claim, and on the other, you've got the very carefully worded corporate response. And as you're about to see, they couldn't be more different. So, let's start with this number right here, 315 gigabytes. That is the colossal amount of data that the cybercriminal group known as Cl0p says they stole and leaked from Michelin's internal servers. I mean, to put that into perspective, we're talking about hundreds of thousands of documents, spreadsheets, private company files. It's a huge amount. And yet, here's what Michelin officially had to say about it. They called it a small, localized amount of data. And notice how they were really quick to add that no sensitive information was affected. This is classic corporate damage control 101. So what's the real story? I mean, is 315 gigabytes really a small volume? This is the giant contradiction we're looking at. And to really get to the bottom of it, we have to understand how the hackers managed to get in the first place. Right, so to get how this all happened, you have to understand the weapon the attackers used. Because this wasn't some clumsy smash and grab attack. No, this was quiet. It was like a ghost in the machine. The way in wasn't some simple phishing email that a random employee clicked on. The attackers targeted Oracle's e-business suite. Now, you have to understand, this isn't just some piece of software. For thousands of global corporations, this is their operational backbone. It's the central nervous system that runs literally everything. Finance, HR, you name it. And they got in using what's called a zero-day exploit. This is basically the holy grail for hackers. It's a security flaw that Oracle, the company that makes the software, didn't even know existed. And that means there was no patch, no update, basically no defense against it at the time. Now check out this timeline. This is where it gets really chilling. The first hints of suspicious activity were way back in July. By August, the data theft was already in full swing. But get this. Michelin didn't even get the extortion email until late September. That means the attackers were just living inside their network, quietly stealing secrets for months, completely undetected. You see, this attack wasn't just sophisticated, it was part of a very modern and terrifying strategy. And to really get it, we need to look at the masterminds, the Cl0p hacking group. This wasn't a typical ransomware attack, and that difference is absolutely crucial. And this slide right here really illustrates the new playbook. See, traditional ransomware is noisy. It locks up all your files, it shuts down your business, and everybody knows you've been hit. But Cl0p's method? It's pure extortion. It's stealthy. They don't encrypt a single thing. They just quietly make a copy of all your most valuable data and then threaten to release it. And that is exactly why Michelin could claim their systems weren't impacted, because technically, Cl0p never locked them down. And believe me, this was not their first rodeo. Cl0p has a proven, almost industrial-scale playbook. Just look at their history. They find one critical flaw in a piece of software that everybody uses, like Excellion or MoveIt and now Oracle, and they use that single flaw to hit hundreds of companies all at once. It's a ruthlessly efficient business model. And that's the really crucial point here. The attack on Michelin was not some isolated incident. Not at all. It was part of something much, much bigger. Michelin was just one domino in a very long line that was waiting to fall. In fact, we're talking over 100 major global organizations caught in this exact same net. All of them hit, all because they use the same vulnerable Oracle software. The scale of this single campaign is just staggering. And I mean, just look at this list of victims. It shows that absolutely no one was safe. You've got tech companies like Canon and Logitech, car makers like Mazda, you've got prestigious institutions like Harvard, and even healthcare companies like Humana. It just proves a really terrifying point. When the core software everyone relies on has a flaw, sometimes your own security measures just don't matter. So what do we take away from all this? From this massive, coordinated attack? Well, it really shines a light on some very uncomfortable truths about where corporate security is today. So what does the defensive playbook look like? Well, it has to be a multi-layered response. Step 1 is obvious. You apply the emergency patches immediately. But that's not enough.
The really smart companies then go threat hunting, actively looking for any digital breadcrumbs the attackers might have left behind. Then you lock things down, restricting internet access from your most critical servers. And finally, you have to rethink your whole network design, basically walling off your core systems to limit the blast radius for the next time something like this happens, because there will be a next time.
At the end of the day, the game has totally changed. This shift from locking files to just leaking secrets is a game changer. It turns a company's own private information into a weapon that can be used against them. Suddenly, a PR nightmare can be just as damaging as having your operations shut down. Which, brings us right back to where we started, with that huge contradiction between 315 gigabytes and a small volume. This whole episode leaves us with a final, really provocative thought. When a company's most valuable secrets are stolen and exposed, can we ever truly trust the official story that's designed to downplay the damage?